impromptu RPG Renegades of a game called 2400. This particular one we're going to run is called the Venusian Job. Not sure if that's the right way to say it. Venusian. Set in the future. You guys, this is basically a heist job, maybe loosely based on Ocean's 11-ish. You're going to be robbing a casino, which is titled the Aphrodite. Wait, let me just read this real quick. Why don't you guys just do a quick little, we just ran through character creation, but just give us a brief overview.
I'll go first, since I'm first in the sheet. My name's Harry the Hammer, and I am good at hand-to-hand shooting, and my highest skills, D12, intimidation. That's partly because he's got a metal chrome forehead, he's got a robotic muscle arm, and he's deep pockets, but he wears a big leather jacket with studs. He's got a couple of knuckle dusters. He has a metal grill in his mouth. He's got some body armor, an in-ear communicator, and a surprise for later. Kind of like the almost 7 foot tall bodyguard muscle man. That's me. Just like in real life.
Go ahead, Sean, you want to go?
Use your public communicator, Sean, not your in-ear one.
Oh, there we go. Equally, not unlike myself in real life, I'm playing Terrence Ribaldry, who's, that's not a real name, of course. That's his alias he goes by. He's a shady character, good at just the usual running stealth, sleight of hand, climbing things, hiding, has a lockpick set that's specially designed to go through metal detectors. It's made of a high density polymer. Keeps a deck of marked cards with him in case a game breaks out at any time and he feels the need to make a little money on the side. And generally a shifty little weasel of a guy, just like me.
Last but not least, Mr. Mick.
My name is Grover McVitie, and this is my job. This is my job. I treat this like a job. I'm dressing up like a bloody cartoon character or... Anyway, look, I'm the inside man. I'm clean, reliable, responsible, and unlike the other two, I can hold my own company with human beings. That's my role in the operation.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go in very quietly. I may have had a little drinky or two or three in the hotel bar, but I'll get the job done. Yes.
Nice. So I shared a screen earlier. Let me just do that real quick to anybody who's... This is... click the right buttons. Share screen. Just a brief overview, rough map here. So it's a vertical tube, basically. Goes down to the surface of the planet. That's where the power sources and power supplies are. And then it goes all the way up above the casino itself is above or in the high end of the cloud cover, which I've learned actually has Earth-like temperatures, whereas the surface is like, 800 degrees Fahrenheit or so. And we'll just hand wave a little bit of that, say there's some sort of terraforming that's went on, so it's maybe bearable to some degree, but maybe you'd have to gear up in some special suit in order to actually go outside. And then goes all the way up to a low orbit dock, and that's where people, especially the rich people, dock and enter the casino. There's the casino floor, there's a theater 1 and 2, security, obviously, and then, of course, there's the vault, which is your interest. And one of the pieces of info, which I don't even know if this is really true in real life, but it kind of makes sense. But it says nobody's ever robbed the Aphrodite, but then you've never tried before. Stealing credits is more trouble than it's worth. So your target is the vault with millions in wealthy guest souvenirs and collateral. It won't be easy to break into the casino that rises above the Venusian cloud cover, but make it out of this alive and you'll be set for life, provided you don't leave a trace. So I don't know if that's true. Do wealthy people bring collateral? I kind of like this idea because it might. Should we discuss? Do we want aliens in this? Do we want creatures, or just keep it Star Trek based, where maybe an alien is just a funny nose?
What passes as collateral
Mm-hmm.
in the year 2400? Though? I mean, what are we risking our lives to get?
Good question.
Are we talking about lumps of platinum, or are we, or is it your great grandfather's cherished copy of issue 7 of The Amazing Spider-Man?
I'm open to leave that. However, whatever is valuable. I mean, that's the key question, I guess, right? I mean, ultimately, it's got to be worth credits in some form or another. But
So it's all stuff that has negotiable value.
I would say so.
Okay.
Or maybe
we're
it's
going to find hard to move.
Yeah, maybe artwork, maybe I don't know. What do rich people have? Furs.
Maybe jewelry and things. I mean, it sounds like it's a bit, traditional wealth, old school wealth, and so maybe precious stones and things like that are even more valuable back then. But the rich and wealthy and famous like to wear them.
That's a great idea.
Gold toilet bowls.
Bottled water. Maybe water's hard to come by in 2400.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wagon wheels. Because they've been getting smaller. If you had some of the old style big ones,
They're now that size, Mick. And this wagon wheels.
Smaller than Oreos at this point in history.
Cereal pieces.
Cream eggs are the size of your fingernail.
Yeah. Easter cream frog eggs.
And then just to recap the rules real quick. So it's based on a D6 core where no matter what you want to try or do, any skill you can think of, you've always got a D6 to roll. And then 1 to 2 is a disaster. 3 to 4 is considered a setback, where you might be a partial success, but something might have gone wrong. And then, of course, a 5+ is just considered flat out success. And then the better you are at a skill, the higher the dice you roll. So instead of rolling a D6, you get a D8 or a D10 or a D12, whatever. So the core 1 or 2 is always the bad, but then if you get like a 10, that's also just super success. So there's always a chance of disaster. Defense we talked about, something you can break a piece of gear in order to change your dice roll to, should we change it to just a flat out success, or just increase it 1? So instead of a setback, it could increase to success. Let's just keep it simple. Let's just say you can break something to create a success.
Okay. You can't break something to make a success spectacular.
You could. I'd be open to that. That was defense. Oh, this particular game, Venusian Job, has something called surprises, which is not in the other one that I played, which is kind of an interesting little twist where the players have written down surprises. I don't think you guys shared them. So it's sort of like a truth that you can just reveal mid-game. I don't think I know them. The examples are, they give a couple examples. The person is actually on our side. That's me in disguise. All outgoing calls are being routed through us. This is where we left the gateway shuttle. I hit a backup piece in my pant leg. Let's talk briefly. Do you guys have a ship? How did you get here?
Is there civilization on the surface of Venus at this time?
We could say, so in my mind, I'm sort of thinking like, why would somebody build a casino on Venus? And my immediate thought was, it's hot. It's a desert, like, so it's like Las Vegas, right? That's what they did. It was literally just a big open hot desert. So maybe there's civilization of, people that work there maybe on a regular basis. So maybe not.
There's probably like
world,
some kind of
so
colony that is like work-based, like terraforming colony or something like that.
Yeah. Maybe like a corporate-based colony almost.
Okay.
Kind of maybe even some kind of factory making use of the heat for energy,
Growing sod or something. Probably not growing sod. No.
Chemical exchanges.
Yes.
Of some sort of thing like that.
And so basically the outside is harsh. So in real life, there's incredibly high winds up that high where the casino is. But maybe again, we'll hand wave a little bit of that and we'll just say it's high winds. I'm not going to say literally there's 224 mile per hour winds. So maybe we'll drop it down to like 80 miles an hour. And then there's the occasional acid rain. So just basically going outside is doable, but you would need to take some sort of precaution or a spacesuit of some kind
Exosuit of some
exosuit. Yeah. Yeah.
Umbrella.
A very thick wide
Don't
umbrella.
Don't stick your tongue out under the acid rain, whatever you do.
It's like a golf umbrella.
Shall I queue up some metal in case we have to do that later?
What else? Anything you guys want to add on while we're doing this?
I'd say we asked your ship. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mick. Sorry.
I was just going to say I'm just going to go and get some biscuits before we start. I'll just be a second.
Every good crime starts with biscuits. What were you going to say, Sean?
I was going to say your question about whether we had a ship or not. We'd have to have had a way to get here. So we either come from, that's why I was asking about the surface. We would either have been people that are somehow connected to the surface, or we've come from outside, come to the actual surface or the casino itself. So we had to come from somewhere, unless we work for whatever's happening on the surface. And with our specialty jobs we have, would working for the people on the surface make sense? So I'd say we got here somehow. Either we have a ship or we came by transport. Like maybe they have those buses, like the casino buses that people hop into a major city and go to a casino, a couple of hours away.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I was thinking some kind of shuttle, so we can have it like a big bus. But then also, I mean, if we're robbing the place, we need to have some plan for escape with the loot, So we would need to have some kind of vehicle, surely.
Unless it's like you said, some sort of high-end jewelry that is, you can just put it in a suitcase and walk out with it. It's up to you. That's an option. Let me ask you guys, do you have any ideas on what's your motivation? You just trying to get rich quick? Is there any sort of underlying, like, how did you get this job, or how did you become aware of it? Did somebody hire you guys, or?
I think Grover McVitie hired Terry and I because he's very serious about getting this job done, but he had to hire some people that he considers to be tools, but that's why he has a disdain for us somewhat.
Yes, Harry's feelings are quite hurt now.
You're just being used.
Yeah, I think that makes good sense. And maybe it's kind of like, you know, the Ocean's 11 thing where it's like, this is the job to end jobs. You know, once we've done this job, we're fixed.
We're
you
good.
know. We can get a flight to another planet and live it up.
Off to Mars.
Yeah.
Nice. You guys have you all worked together? Is this, you guys know all each other?
I think I like Sean's setup where Grover's kind of recruited us. So maybe Sean and I have worked together. If Grover's happy with that, or maybe
Yeah, I
he
should wait
knows.
till he gets.
Yeah, maybe he knows Sean's character, and Sean's brought me in Terence. You know, and he's just brought me in for some muscle. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You gods have drank a pot of tea in an hour now, so I just realized I've gone through a whole. I'm thirsty today.
Shall we have a break in 15 minutes?
I might need one. I'm good so far.
Do you get affected by the caffeine at all with tea?
I actually did my 23andMe genetic testing. I'm a rapid metabolizer of caffeine, so it's in my system fast and out fast. So it does make me a little bit, and then it wanes.
Huh.
I can sleep fairly soon after having tea and coffee.
Wow, I had no idea that was a genetic thing.
Neither did I.
I've heard, so I like tea, and I've read that the way the caffeine molecule in tea, it supposedly goes out of your system faster than caffeine in coffee. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard.
I don't know.
But generally, tea doesn't affect me, but every now and then, like I just got some Scottish breakfast tea. Ooh, it gets me going.
A little stronger. I like it.
So what were we just
ahead.
saying about with Grover? Do you guys want to read?
So Grover, we were talking about how we got this job. Oh, he's not got headphones on. Hold on.
Oh.
So Grover, we were talking about how we got this job. And because you're really professional, like this is your career, perhaps you know Terence, and Terence has kind of recruited me. So you're kind of like the guy that got the setup. What do you think?
Okay. I think the term for that is the roper, I believe.
Grover the Roper?
The roper with a P, as in George.
Are you the Grover that lives in a dustbin somewhere on the street and is really grumpy?
That's Oscar.
That's
Oh,
Oscar.
it's Oscar. Right, okay.
So he's a cousin of mine.
All right.
He's fallen on very hard times. But,
Yeah, that's right. He's green. Grover's blue, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, even to that, do you have any idea how much renting a trash can in that area of town would cost you now, though? I mean, it's a good bit of real estate.
It's all been gentrified.
Yes. I've got shares in the thing they built there. It's awfully modern. I've no idea what it is or what it does. Terribly modern.
All right, and then the only other thing about this system is that it's literally, I think, 3 pages plus a cover. So very much dependent on just making things up as you go. So if it seems like I'm confused or I don't have all the answers, that is absolutely the truth. So I'm going to be leaning on you guys to help me just roll with things and get a good story going. So this starts off with a little interesting concept too. It's called casing the joint. Before starting the job, players can gather intel. Roll a d6 for each question the players ask. That's talking to me, I guess, the GM. So for each question you ask, I roll a d6. On a 1 to a 2, it increases your suspicious level. And then 3 to 4, you get to ask another question, but it will also increase the roll, the addition. And then I guess 5 or 6 means that level of suspicion does not increase, and you can just ask another question again. So the idea is that you guys could start asking intel questions up until that suspicion level where you're comfortable and you don't want to ask anymore.
So when Harry walks in, he goes, "What's the passcode to the loot?" Roll a dice, roll a dice, and see if anyone was suspicious.
That might be game breaking.
I'm not suspicious. I'm just alarming.
It gives me, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it gives me 5 pieces of intel that I can give you guys.
I think Grover's dropping off the face of.
Is Grover having some kind of seizure?
Well, he's staying upright in his chair, so. When would we ever know when to call 911?
Oh. Okay, so I just had a coughing fit while I was eating a ginger biscuit and inhaled half a ginger biscuit. Oh.
We need to have an unsafe word for these games.
They're a lot fierier when you inhale them. It turns out. Oh. No, I've got a very interested dog poking about. Will you stop it?
So let's see, how do I do this? So because they're specific, it's not really like, so basically I'll leave it to you guys. You can either ask me a question. I mean, you don't have to gather any intel. You can just go in and have one. But I could give you these questions if you want to take that risk of your increase of a suspicion.
Well, how about for case in the joint, right? Obviously, we've got the plans and we've had discussions about all of this previous, but how about when we go in, we are monitoring the movements of security, the kind of timings of how many minutes it takes for them to do a course round here and that kind of thing on the inside. So could we observe the movements of security? Would that be a helpful thing to do to possibly provide intel?
That is on the list. So if you want to ask that question about security, we can do that. And then why don't one of you, whoever feels the most luckiest, do a D6 instead of me? I don't want to do it.
I think one of the craftier guys should do it, not me. I'm too obvious with my big shiny head.
I can do it. How's that?
What we do is
stealthy.
Terence looks into Harry's mirror shiny head and watches the security guards on his forehead.
Yeah. You stand right there. And I'll just angle myself, and it looks like I'm talking to him.
I slowly go like this.
Yeah. Because there's a little flat spot that acts just like a mirror. It's rather than my convex surface.
Forget cameras and all that. This is the way to go.
Yep. So shall I roll then?
Sure.
We trust you, Terence.
That's a 6. Do you want me to pick up?
Wow.
I'd polished it just before we came in.
It was polished and yep. It is the only 6 you'll see all day, probably.
Wait, does Harry the Hammer have a lucky forehead? Are you touching it and for each time you guys need extra luck or something?
No, he polished it when he came in.
All right, so I'll give you some info on the security. So there are, of course, many cameras, all about. There are 30 plus guards on shift during any one time. So most of them are pretty much on the casino floor, just guarding everything, just standing on exit points, entry points, watching the money closely. Some are in like security type uniforms. Some are unmarked, but clearly look like shifty guard guys who are trying not to look suspicious. Let's see, I've already showed you the map, so you already know there is a security office. There are 3 guards in the security office that you know of. And is that all? The shift schedules are switched weekly, and the guards are equipped with stun guns, body armor, and radios. Some of them are off-duty cops, not afraid to use lethal force. I'll say maybe since this is sort of, I'm in my mind, I'm sort of picking this like early days of Las Vegas. So maybe, you know, laws are a little bit, don't get caught, you know, they'll do things to you guys. All right. That was easy. You want to do ask another question?
Is this a question or is this just knowledge?
This is like pre-game, like you guys have already taken this time to investigate.
Okay.
So it's considered like intel that you've gathered before the actual.
Okay. Then I have one. I'd like to know for this whole area, the casino, the ground, everything, this planet and the atmosphere, whatever, the legal system. Are we under Earth law here? Or is this, or is there like some kind of galactic police force, or is this like Wild West?
Yep. So I'm picturing this as like Wild West, you know. The casino sort of makes their own rules, so to speak.
Okay. So eject you to space.
Yeah. Or you'll just disappear in the mine vaults of Venus.
Yeah, privately or corporately owned. So whatever you do is you've got to abide by their rules.
Okay. So that
I'm
going to require a roll?
Yeah, I'm going to count that as a question. So go ahead and do another roll.
Okay. 3.
Okay. So you can ask another question but it's going to definitely raise the next.
Well, I've asked 2, so I'll leave that to someone else.
And like I said, I've already given you 1. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 other topics that I can give you info. So if you just want to say, give me a topic, I can do that too. If you can't think of a question.
Grover, what about the kind of hacking element? Would there be a question we could ask around maybe getting into the systems or something like that? Or was Grover able to hack into the systems in a way that could give us information?
Was that an actual question, or was that a question to Grover?
Both.
Yes, let's make that an actual question.
Okay.
Even if it's just down to, can I identify which operating system it's running on, so I can be prepared and know what to have with me.
Windows 10.
Vista. Low security.
I'll bring my XP compatibility pack.
XP is better than Vista.
I'm going to group that in with one of the ones that's listed here because it's sort of similar to what you're asking. I don't have any actual like the hacking aspect of it, but I think it ties in with this. So I'm going to count this as number 3, which is the power. And I actually kind of hinted at this earlier. So the casino is hardwired to an orb that's, it says near the planet surface. So maybe it's even somehow raised up somehow. And it's hooked up with 3-meter thick cables, shielded by backup generators at low orbit dock. So do with that info what you will. And now that, because of the previous roll, that raises your suspicion level 1. So now you are, the word on the street is that there is a heist planned.
That's nasty.
It's a bit presumptuous of them.
So now let's see. I guess you should still roll again because now that could affect the next question.
You want to roll, Mick, or shall I?
I'll roll.
Well, I think that sounds.
I'll do it.
Go ahead. That sounds like a good option to cut the power.
2.
2. Okay. So that's definitely going to increase suspicion. So the word on the street that the heist is planned, so the suspicious level has gone up, and the Aphrodite knows they're the one being targeted. And you get to ask a question, I think. Or I can just give you one.
Maybe we had an insider that's giving us the information, i.e. the question. Somebody gave us some intel.
Okay.
So you're our insider, Jef.
Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 left. I'll start with number 1. Entry. Low orbit docking bays on the top are used by the wealthy guests and sensitive deliveries. All others use the space elevator from the surface.
Sounds like a way to get out. Go out through the top.
Mm-hmm. Maybe in my mind, I'm sort of thinking that the VIPs maybe have this secured access point where, you know, if you guys came on your own ship, you could enter through what normal people go through, and then the VIPs have this special elevator tube that goes up to the special parking lot where their high-end ships are all parked.
But you said
Hacking wise, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, hacking wise, am I able to get a list of those VIPs currently staying there at the moment?
Yes. Why don't we save that, and I'm going to come back to that, and I'll do an actual skill roll for you. So when we finish these, we'll come back to that, and then I'll give you some answers.
Okay. That's good by me.
Am I correct in saying that you said that the docking bay for the wealthy is the top, but the other ones come from like ground up, like in an
Right.
elevator?
So basically, like the workers, the staff, you know, they're all on the colony based that we talked about briefly about, you know, that's where the.
So is that how we would enter then?
Well, that's I guess it's really up to you. Did you want to arrive
Pretending to be rich and famous?
Yeah, I'm open to that idea if you want. I think,
Or
Sean, you sort of mentioned the bus idea.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you got the bus to the general surface and then you had to take up.
unless one of us who's good at subterfuge and all of that wanted to come in pretending to be a worker from the surface, you know, in the overalls or whatever, and sneaky, if you want to do it that way.
Well,
That makes sense.
I could do that.
So you could maybe come in that way if it was going to help. I don't know if it will help. And, you know, underneath your overall, you've got a suit or tuxedo or whatever the equivalent is, you know.
Yep.
Aye. And then that means that when you meet us, that we can actually get together rather than you being a worker and us doing something else. But just a thought.
Sure.
I don't know if it will help, though.
I like the idea.
Maybe that would, yeah.
What sort of worker would you want to be? Like a maintenance worker or a floor person or
elevator maintenance?
Smart.
Because that's the biggest piece of equipment here. Probably the most expensive is the grav elevator, plural.
Nice. I like it.
And who's going to question the elevator maintenance guy? You know, I'm here. You want to go up and down? I'm here to fix it. It's my job. You want to stay down here?
Okay, I'm a little bit confused by this. So I guess, did you already roll, or should I ask you to roll again?
I can roll if you want.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
A 5
Oh man, you guys are getting lucky.
with my lucky D6.
So no suspicion. Can we just give you a piece of info?
Mm-hmm.
The ducts, there are maintenance ducts. They barely fit a single person with one bulky item. Wait, let me read this. Okay, that's a note for me. So yeah, so there are, you know, whatever you want to call it, maybe heating ducts and air scrubber ducts, or maybe they're shared combined utility, but it's a way to get from places to places. I mean, your ultimate goal is you're trying to get into the vault. So there's probably, it's safe to assume there's got to be a maintenance duct going in. Okay, want to roll again?
Shall I do another one?
I can if you want, whatever you like.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll instead?
That wasn't. That was a 1.
You suck.
I know. Stupid dice.
All right, your suspicion goes up to level 3. So word on the street is the heist is planned. The Aphrodite knows they're being targeted. And now number 3 is their security now knows it.
And they know the names are Terence, Harry, and Grover.
That's right.
I think we should stop asking questions now.
A guy with a shiny forehead. Yeah, we should probably stop. Because it's the next roll of 1, you're just caught, the game's over.
Yeah. The next one is you die.
Yep. Whoever rolls the dice. Well, it's Grover's turn to roll the dice. So.
Well, there's quite an interesting twist if you hit. I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, it's up to you. You can keep asking or you can stop there.
Maybe we have enough information.
So it sounds like, guys, that we're looking at potentially somebody either hacking into the vault or going through a duct into the vault, which isn't going to be me because I think I'm too huge for that. So what about this? The good thing is if you're doing the kind of disguise as if Terence is doing the disguise as the lift guy, then if everything goes wrong upstairs, we could potentially go down as an alternative escape, you know. Probably one of the most interesting things I think we got was that at the low orbit dock is the power cables, which you could basically disconnect to power to upstairs.
And I could lock off an elevator to be like put it in service mode. Like, oh, sorry, everybody, this is under repair. It'll be repaired in a few minutes. As if you're moving out of an apartment building or something. Then flash my fake ID and we're good.
I liked it.
So what's the plan of escape? Assuming we, going with what we said earlier, if we get the goods and we're potentially leaving from above to kind of get a fast exit, how do we actually escape? Have we got a driver, that's going to get us out of here? Is that the idea, do you think? Or do we have flying suits?
We'd have a long way to fly.
To Mars?
Yeah, to Mars. That's a heck of a flight. I was. We don't want to get like robbery's one thing, but I would think we'd want to get away from this planet, so we're away from their Wild West judicial system. So we probably want to get on some kind of a escape vehicle, like a delivery vehicle or something, perhaps, and bribe our way onto something to get a flight to the station off planet or something. I don't know. Grover, you're the boss.
Yeah.
Some people
We're just
call
throwing out ideas.
Some people call him Ginger.
Crunch, 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 crunch.
Some people call me Maurice.
Maurice.
I was thinking that the least suspicious thing going out that station would be something that's been there for quite some time, waiting to go out of the station. Station. So my plan's a simple one. If we were to hack into the records of a freight container that's been waiting for 9 months to go out, then we simply transfer us and everything we've taken into that freight container. That gets shipped to a rendezvous point, and we're off scot-free. In the meantime, we've got our supplies and atmosphere all taken care of inside that container, sealed from the outside world, undetectable. All we've got to do is move the stuff from the vault into there.
Now, are you saying just the stuff or you guys as well?
Ideally, us as well.
Okay.
We need to smuggle ourselves off. They know who we are now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
it's no big deal. We're not sending ourselves halfway across the solar system. We just need to get ourselves out of their territory.
Okay.
I mean, we could at a push do it just sitting there in suits, but thought we might as well have an atmosphere, and if it's pressurized, it could make it more difficult to scan. But I would imagine the documentation would hold it.
Okay. Is this something you would have done ahead of time, or you're going to wait?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I would have laid the groundwork for this a long time ago.
All right.
This would have been one of the first things I've done. It's owned by a whole string of obscure and completely non-existent shell companies, registered on various planets and colonies all over the place.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. Cool.
Quite common business practice.
Cool. Let's go back to that thing you said before about the hacking to find any VIPs. Why don't you give me a hack roll?
Roll. I've forgotten already what my stats were for that.
D10.
D10. Okie dokie.
Wait, before you roll. So if you were to fail this, what would be I mean, anybody can jump in, but what would be considered a failure? Would they catch you in their system maybe, or?
Well, I think they'd know not only are they going to be robbed, I think they'd know that a robbery was about to take place.
Okay.
It's imminent.
I think we would have set off the alarm,
Mm-hmm.
both proverbially and literally, probably.
Okay.
So I'm just rolling a D10.
Yep, this is just for your skill, your hack skill.
Okay. I have rolled a 9.
Ooh, nice.
Well, that's a good thing.
That is good.
Oh, that's okay.
I'll give you a little bit of randomness here too. I should have just left these open. You're looking for information specific to high rollers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you give me, I might ask you to re-roll once or twice, but
I
do
mean,
another.
If I can get their biometric data, so much the better.
Okay. Why don't you do another D10, but I might ask you to re-roll because there's some that won't make sense here.
Okay. That time I've got a 6.
6. Okay, I'm going to give you this one. You get the name of a contact. His name's Parveen. I'll just put that in the chat real quick. He is a known professional gambler. But he's also on the verge of being thrown out of the casino.
Do I know why?
You would know that because he's considered a pro, that the casino, they just don't like losing money to him. So it's not so much, I mean, maybe he's cheating and maybe they suspect that he's cheating, or maybe he's just really good at what he does. But either way, they don't like him and they don't want him in their casino taking all their money.
Okay. To get his biometric data.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, that 9 was a really good, so I'd say you could get that too. Why did you ask that though? I'm curious.
I'm going to tell you that in the chat.
Okay.
In a second.
Sounds good. Where are you guys now considering it? You know, are you still, have you actually entered the casino yet? Or are you still on the surface? Are you on the ship? Or oh, you don't have a ship, right? We're going to do the freighter thing. Are you in your hideout before the?
Maybe that might make sense. Maybe are we down on the surface in the techie person area, like where the workers are, in perhaps in like an unused part of a warehouse or a dormitory or some place where we could sort of hide out unseen and prepare a little bit beforehand.
Yeah. And maybe someplace that still yet has access to the casino that Grover was able to hack into. Yeah, that makes sense.
Unfortunately, it just means that you didn't see all of that stuff on my forehead, and unless that happens later.
Or maybe we did a run through. Maybe we went up, wandered around, took a look around, just quick visit, had a meal, played a little bit of money on the slots or whatever, and then headed back down.
Yeah, perfect. All right, what's next? What do you guys want to do next?
Ready to jump in, or do we need more information, or what do we need? You're the boss, Grover. We're just the hired help.
Okay, got your message. I like it.
Well, we need to figure out where the nearest part of the superstructure is to the vault. Go in from there, load out directly into the elevator shaft. And all you really need is a distraction. Any thoughts?
Elevator failure? People
Couldn't
trapped
it-
in the elevator, maybe?
Good in the short term.
Yeah, that's true, because yeah.
Would it make sense? I'm trying to think. The casinos I've been to, there's often multiple ways of entry. So even though there's still one central tube going up to the casino, would it make sense that there might be multiple elevators to take various size objects and people up? So maybe not just one single elevator, but a couple different ones.
Oh yeah, there'd definitely be more than one because you need a freight elevator of some sort.
Freight. Oh, yeah. Okay.
You would need multiple elevators going up. One goes up while one goes down. So because if you have that many people, fire code, even though it's Wild West, they'd still need to be able to get people off down to the surface if there's a problem or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there'd have to be a few elevators.
Okay.
I could also start a fight, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think so. Basically, so you've got the vault. You've got elevators going up to various levels. You know, there's the vault level. You know, there's the security level. You know, there's a certain amount of guards in the security, and you know there are maintenance vents that only one person can fit in at a time. So it's up to, I guess it's really up to you guys if you want to still poke around and get more info. I'm not sure what other info you would want, but, or you could just start.
Okay, so what's step? Is that legal what you're drinking, Grover? Is it actually Pepsi or is it something else?
Some kind of dark moonshiny concoction.
He did,
So what-
he did say he had a drink, I think, at one point.
So Grover, do you have
What?
Grover, do you have any, how do you want to enter the vault? You want to go in, you want to risk taking out security? Do you want to go in stealth through the vaults or through the maintenance ducts? Or, I mean, ultimately, do you want to just send one person into the vault and have him like get what they want and get out? Or, you know, like there's a couple different ways you could do this.
We could
Harry,
send
Harry
Jimmy-
suddenly
Jimmy the Weasel.
grabs his metal forehead and says, "Brain freeze."
You thought it was going to
Where's-
be easy?
Right, where's Jimmy the Weasel then? It's time for him to go in and do his bit of the job. Everything hinges on this.
So
You better not screw up.
Harry opens his big long coat and he pulls Jimmy the Weasel out and he puts it into the air vent. No,
I was starting to think you hadn't brought that weasel with you for a moment. Oh, God, can you imagine where
and-
we'd be?
I now wish I had that as my secret, but I didn't. Harry has a brain freeze because he actually has an idea, right? And he's thinking there's 30 odd people, right? So we could do lots of, you know, well, to take 30 guys on is going to be a big deal. So like multiple distractions at the same time and use the information that they know against them. They know they're going to get hit at some point, right? They're expecting the place to, so we do a fake attempt. They rush half of their security or whatever over to this situation. We get Harry the Weasel, whoever wants to play Harry, as a secondary character. And maybe Grover maybe you can do some of the hacking stuff. And if Terence, I don't know if Terence was volunteering for sneaky, and he could do that. So we're actually doing like 3 different things at the same time. And the distractions are part of that. And after Harry says that, he then comes to and he thinks, I'm feeling a bit better now.
Sounds
Big thinking.
complicated to me.
Well, we could set up a whole host of
Yeah?
non-existent threats in their security system.
A jammed lift, a fight somewhere in the bar. You're hacking.
Yeah, And maybe, yeah, if I could just set something up in there to just
Power cut.
just to give them just the faintest suspicion that they're being hacked from inside their own security system.
Mm-hmm. So that would be distraction number 1. A jammed lift, distraction number 2. And a fight near the bar or a fight at a table.
Yep.
How's that?
All right. I will remind you, they are suspicious already, so it won't take much to like trigger them to, they're all sort of on edge and like they know something's going to happen. So
That's good.
Oh yeah, I'm making this security hack very deliberately something they would find.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm hiding it, but not very well. So assuming their IT guy is an actual IT guy and not just like, Big Louie's nephew.
I've got a suggestion,
He
Grover.
knows about that computer stuff.
I've got a suggestion for Grover. You're hacking. You know this guy that they don't like who's always winning all the money?
Yeah.
Harvey, or whatever his name is?
Yes.
You send some fake correspondence between him, like encrypted correspondence, but not encrypted enough that they can't find out what it is. And it looks like he's an insider in a job so that they gun for him while we're doing the stuff. Basically make him a fall guy. You could do that if you want.
Yes, I think I might do something along those lines.
I just sent you a message. Mick. So once these, and I'm going to think ahead, once these distractions occur, then what are you guys going to do?
Am I sneaking through the air vent? Is that?
Or if you want to do Mission Impossible, yeah.
The air vents are freezing cold, so you won't be able to spend much time getting in and out or, spending much time in them.
Okay.
I've got a heated blanket in my jacket if you want it.
I'll tell you what, if you want to do running, stealth, sleight of hand, climbing. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to say that. Okay, so you're going to try this this hack attempt. So I'm going to ask you to do a dice roll, and if it fails, what would they gain? Would they know is actually you doing it, or is that too extreme? Is there another form of failure here?
I don't think they'd know that I did it because it's designed to be found. I think the danger with the failure is that they'll realize that it's not just a sort of mid-range attempt at hacking. It's quite clearly a distraction.
Okay.
Maybe there's every chance I've done something a bit better than I should have done it. As well as doing it a bit worse than I should have done it. So I might have given the game away a bit.
How about this? How about they know maybe not your exact location, but they know that it's like definitely coming from inside. So it's going to put the pressure on you guys.
Oh yeah. They'll know where. Yeah, they'll definitely know that. Yes.
Yeah.
I'd absolutely concur with that.
Okay.
Is it 1d10 again?
Yep.
Use a different D10 this time. That's also 6.
All right, nice.
Blimey.
Pretty good, this hacking stuff.
I'm liking these dice.
So what was your ultimate goal again? You're basically putting them on high alert. This is considered a distraction. So now they know.
A multi-pronged distraction with the suggestion that they might even be fake distractions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we're going high concept now.
Okay. So maybe inside the security guards room, there were 3 of them. Maybe one of them is the techie one, and the other 2 are sort of more of the muscle. I mean, there's the muscles, the guards, but in the actual like head of security guy, like the 2 of them aren't so techie. So now that you've triggered that one security guard to, he's like, you know, this is it, guys. It's happening. Somebody's in our system right now. He's aware, you know. So where are you guys at now? Are you guys still in your bunker?
Maybe it's time to head up.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Okay. I'll put on my tech outfit. You know,
Okay.
Zip up.
Remember,
glasses with the tape in the middle.
Remember, we've always got that power cut option.
Every tech guy in every movie has always got a baseball hat.
Yep.
So I think I want to spot this guy Parveen, so that if we're going to implicate him at all, or at least look like he's causing an issue or he's being suspicious, I could make him look more suspicious one way or another, like maybe plant something nearby him or drop a drug in his drink or pop something in his pocket, you know, to make him look like he's involved in something or other.
Okay. All right. Sounds pretty risky to me.
That's the name of the game.
They all there. Yeah, that's what this is all about. Let's say since he's a pro gambler, there's a certain amount of celebrity. Like, you know, you could get up there and there might be some buzz on the floor already where people are like, hey, did you hear Parveen's over there in the corner and he's got an awesome craps game going on or poker. Everything's poker, right? So there's a table, there's, you know, he's gathered kind of an audience around the table and there's maybe like 3 other VIPs there. Everybody's watching. Do you want to do anything at the simultaneous, either Grover or Terrence, while this is happening, or do you want to be with him and help in some way, or what do you guys want to do?
Terrence, have you got sneaky skills?
I do, yes. Stealth, climbing, yeah. Sleight of hand.
What about your stealth, sleight of hand, like little communicators, like mini communicators that we brought with us in the gambler's pocket and maybe 1 or 2 of his entourage? So it looks like there's some kind of... Could we... Is this allowed?
Yeah.
You know, we had something preset with like some kind of message sent to each other and we basically just... Maybe the communicators are just so big, you know, they're not like... We just pop them in pockets.
Okay.
Leave
Sure.
them.
Sure, I can.
Because I've not got the skills as much as you have, so.
Okay. Can we do that?
Mm-hmm.
Try that. Attempt that. Okay. So what do I roll against my sleight of hand skill?
That sounds like sleight of hand. Yeah.
That's
You're trying to
D10
put pocket.
for me. Okay. Do I have to do it more than once or just once?
Just once, but wait, let's see. So if you get caught, I mean, that to me would be the obvious fail.
Yes.
You're going to get caught trying to do this. So unless...
So if he
That
gets
makes
caught,
sense.
I'll cause a distraction.
Well, I'll keep on my. I have my maintenance costume on still.
Mhm.
My disguise. and I will prepare in my mind that if I get caught, I'm the maintenance guy, Dave. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I rolled. Oh, that would be a 10.
Ooh, nice. Man, this is like I mean, pickpocketing is one thing, but pocketing, that's like,
Pocketing.
yeah.
Planting evidence.
I knew I could rely on you, Terrence.
It's my job. Have a Weasley voice.
Grover, what are you doing while this is happening? Are you just watching this in the background, or?
Yes, I'm being nonchalant. I'm not drawing any attention to them. I'm just
Okay.
watching them. I'm watching them at work, stroke play.
Okay. All right, they're oblivious. They have no idea they have these plants put on them.
No, it's communicators, not plants.
Yes,
I mean,
sorry.
although that would be more green obvious.
A few ferns.
Yes. Kind of bushes and flowers coming out of their pockets. Yeah, so what's next? What else can we do?
Well, we want to make sure that we're au fait with the members of the security team. We know exactly who's who. I'm assuming that all the gentlemen wearing those.
Remotely muted them.
So run that by me again, Mick. I lost my train of thought. What were you? You're looking for the undercover guards?
Yeah, just trying to see if we can spot any, any plannable movements in the rabble, in the crowd.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Groups of people maybe coming together and then going their own way a little too often, a little bit too regularly.
Yeah, I would
There's
say
probably some sort of software that could be used for that.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you need to roll for that, but I would say they're suspicious, especially since your other success. So they know something's going down. So there's maybe an increased level of activity among them.
So, because Grover put this kind of thing out that it was happening, we've got this Parveen guy ready to set him up. I would suggest we wait until he's mid-game and there's a lot of activity and a lot of commotion.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe, Mick, you could drop some kind of communication that's intercepted by the guys so that they could pounce on him. That would be a good point for Terrence to make a move, I would think.
I think so.
Okay.
And maybe for I'm happy to kind of cause some kind of fight, or if we want to shut down one of the lifts was the other thing we were going to do. So we could do that as a distraction even, and again, to put our getaway on the other lift. Was it something like that we were thinking?
Mm-hmm. Use the freight elevator to go up.
Yeah.
And shut down the people elevator, maybe with people in it.
Yeah.
Don't cause injury, just sort of shut it off so it's locked or something.
So if you get into the safe or the hold or whatever it's called, right? I guess you could exit out. We'd be on the other side ready with the cases, Yeah. And we get out. So we're going to have to kind of shut down the other thing at that point to kind of get them away from where we're at. A kind of secondary distraction. Is that what we're thinking, or is it something else?
Well, I heard a few ideas in there. So you've got the elevator shut down, possibly more than one. Which, how would you do that? Would that be, because you're not really a maintenance worker, right? So do you know how to?
Outfit.
You got the outfit, but Would that
Well,
be a
is that a hacking thing? Like maybe, oh, we don't even have to shut the elevator down if I've got the outfit, but I'm going to be in the main. Oh, I can't be in two places at once. So if I have the outfit, I can stand outside and say, sorry, everybody, the elevator's not working. But that doesn't stop people from coming up. You actually have to shut it down.
Hmm.
Could Grover stop the elevator, the people elevator, partway up, and then
Sure.
I could run around and say, elevator stop, you got a problem with the elevator, and just sort of I could just, as the maintenance guy, sort of blather that around, and then I'd slip off to the side, and then I'll climb into the ductwork while everybody's having a mild panic.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll say we'll do a hack roll, and then we'll do a stealth roll just to cover your spreading of information, creating distraction, trying to get into the maintenance.
Okay. Grover has to do the hack roll.
So yeah, we could do this. Really what we're doing is this other way about, where we spill the beans on Parveen being a suspect when you're ready to get the goods.
Okay.
Yeah, a 6 from...
Another 6.
Nice.
I mean, I'm starting to wonder if the initial 9 might just have been a 6 that I just misread.
That's an 8
An 8.
for a stealth.
This is the best team ever.
These dice are...
Oh, we haven't tried to escape yet.
I've never used these dice before, and this dice has only ever rolled 6s.
They're magical.
So far. This is... Ooh.
So you've managed to shut down at least one of the lifts. And is this the intent of the escape lift? Is that what's going on? Or is it
I was
just
thinking
purely...
we were going to use the freight elevator to go up. And the panic would be the security that the people elevator stopped, and they're trying to do something to get the people off.
Okay.
So they're worried. At least some of them are fixated on that. And then some of them, maybe with your Parveen other distraction, the other ones would be occupied with that. So there's 2 distractions there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So
Cool.
so maybe to help the thing, because I'm a kind of conspicuous guy, I'm using, this is the elevator to the ground level, is that right?
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm standing, pressing a button. Once that's set, once Grover's done his thing, going, hey dude, this jammed, it's not working, you know, and he's hammering the button and getting anxious and kind of causing other people. There's people when I start muttering, you know, getting the crowd interested. There's people stuck in the lift.
Up.
Yeah, and making it, and then I kind of just move away as the guys come to check it out.
Yep. Creating it. Yep.
So just getting the crowd involved in it. Oh, people are stuck, and you know.
Okay. And then Terrence, you're headed into the ducks right now?
Yes, I'm heading over I'll run by the elevator as he's pushing the button in my maintenance outfit. And as he's pushing the button, I'll go, oh, and I'll act panicky and go, oh, that other guy was messing with stuff, and there's people on there. So I'll try to yell that out loud in the crowd as I'm running through to try to boost the panic level.
Yep.
And then I'll just take off and head whatever I have to do, wherever I have to go to the ductwork.
Yep. Perfect. And then we'll say, like, clearly you've created this distraction and it's gotten the notice of the guards. So now you see, like, people are starting to, the guards especially, are making their way towards the elevator, trying to get the people off. And yeah, so it's working perfectly.
Roughly how many guards are occupied with that activity?
Well, I mean, they're stationed all around the casino, but you're seeing them, you know, movement where some of them are leaving their positions. And yeah.
Do I by chance run by any of the, like, the senior guard? Is there a senior guard guy? Like a senior security guy?
Sure, I guess so. I mean, I'm picturing there's the 3 that actually work in the security office. So maybe, I mean, is that what you mean? Or do you mean just like
on the floor, like the guy, like one guy who's sort of directing all the others?
Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
I'll make sure I run past, like, behind him. I want him to not see me, but I want to make sure I go around behind him if possible, so I can try to not be seen by him.
Okay. How are you going to get into these vents, or where are you going to access a vent? Like, not on the main floor, I'm guessing, right? Or
No, as a maintenance professional, I would probably. Well, yeah, I wouldn't be climbing up on like a roulette table to
right?
pop up into the
Yeah.
thing. Perhaps, like, is it possible that the washrooms or one of those other accessible locations, like a kitchen or something, like if there's a place where it's out of view of the regular people,
Yep.
but I might be able to still pass off as I've got a reason for looking up there with a flashlight.
Okay. So let's put this to a stealth roll then.
Okay. That's 5.
Okay. That'll be a success. You gain access. You are up in the vents. It's very cold, but you're able to make your way through these and climb up towards the vault.
Okay.
Anything Grover or Harry the Hammer wants to do while he's doing that?
I think maybe the plan would be to, to imagine as people come here, they maybe bring valuables and suitcases and things like that. So we'd maybe want to move cases to either hide them in the vent once he's moved on, or have them ready. So I think I would just station a couple of cases, maybe there's some kind of collapsible thing where they can actually increase in size out the way, when you do something and they open up to get more goods in. So I just position them. I think I would maybe be guarding the bathroom or whatever way it was, the area that Terence was getting in at the time, and then I stash them to get ready to move them.
Okay. So the whole idea now is Terence is the one accessing the vault. He's going to get at everything, and then he's going to escape back through the vents and deliver the goods to you with the suitcases. Is that right?
Sounds doable.
Okay.
And unless he can escape from inside the vault out another door.
Like, can I open it from the inside? Without.
You could, but then the security office is right nearby there. So.
Yeah, well, I could punch him out.
Well, how are you going to get up there?
It's a floor up from us.
I go up the stairs.
Yeah, it's possible. Do that.
I could go up in the lift with the empty. How about this one? I could go up in the lift with the empty cases, saying, "I want to store these goods." And when the guy maybe says, "Oh well, you're supposed to do this," I can just slam them with the cases, and then headbutt him like a good Scotsman.
All right.
So I would wait till we know that Terence is saying this is going to take, like 18 minutes or whatever it is. It's all timed so that I meet him. I'm not taking the guys out until we're ready to let him exit.
Okay. I like that. I mean, you've got communicators, so you can keep in contact with one another too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then how about Grover? Do you want to do anything specific?
Well, my main thing is just sitting at a lot of screens, overseeing the whole thing, making sure all the bits slot in with each other. I'm also keeping an eye on the security side of things, making sure several of the security cameras are pointing the wrong way when they're supposed to.
Okay.
And getting things ready so that I can fake the background logs on the container so that when and where when we decide to send it, it will look like that was booked days ago.
All right.
You can change it at the last moment.
So I'm imagining Grover's doing things like Terence, enter the access, duck now.
Turn left, turn right.
Yeah.
Don't go that way.
Harry, stop looking so suspicious. Go and get a drink.
You've got 10 minutes.
Screw your arm back on. You're alarming the local.
And then Harry comes on. Terence, is it cold in there?
It's I can't even think. Which way do I go now, Grover? Which way?
Has anyone seen the ABCs of Death 2?
No.
Because it's the first story in that is strangely reminiscent of this. So I'll send you a link afterwards.
Grover, do another hacking roll for me.
Oh, just trying to see if you can break these dice.
Yep. Your 6s are going to run out eventually.
Oh, 5.
5.
Okay.
All right. You
Is that a good
see
or a bad?
you see a blip show up on your maintenance ducts that there's some sort of a spider-like robotic device climbing through the maintenance duct, headed towards Terrence.
There's something coming towards you.
Which direction?
Well, I'll tell him roughly
Yeah.
from which direction it's coming.
Okay.
Is that spider thing? Is that in a closed system? Am I able to access that?
You can try.
Oh well, I'll have a go.
You could do that, and or Terrence, you could try to use. Well, you're climbing now, so I could say you could do a climbing skill to try and evade this.
I will do that. What is
Okay.
Yeah, you might be better served getting out of the way because I'm going to try and see if I can figure out who this is.
That would be an 8.
An 8.
We need dice cams. That's what we need.
Certainly do.
You don't feel guilty when you do
We're
well.
messing up the GM's fun.
Have you guys had one failure? That's all I want is just one failure.
Yes, I did. I had
That's
a 1.
right. You had one,
I
right?
had one.
All right. You managed to climb effectively. This thing seems to be losing its position on you. Did you still want to pursue the hacking aspect of it?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes.
With the goal of what are you trying to do again? Just deactivate it, or
No, I'm trying to figure. I want to know who it is.
who it is? It's just
yeah.
it's just a security bot that's being like, they know that that's one of the weak points that people might be able to access the vault through the maintenance.
right,
So
okay.
so it's like a guard basically.
Okay. Well, that answers my question. Really.
Okay.
So I'll leave it at that point.
Terrence, did you put on that thermal underwear it sent you?
I've still got my maintenance coveralls on. They're doing the job to a degree. Pun intended.
It's just a routine bot scouting out the system.
Grover, you better fix your communicator. It's crap.
Does it sound any better now?
All right.
FOB, fish on boil, heading for Fulham.
Harry
Yeah,
thinks
well,
he's
they've got a pickup. They said 5. Turns out it's 6 of them. We're going to need another car. I can't get them all in there. It's a hen night. No, they're going. They're doing my nutting. They're going mental.
You've suddenly picked up another channel on your communicators.
Harry thinks he does a private message to Terrence and says, Grover, Terrence, that Grover's a plonker, isn't he?
I'm trying to
So
work
it's
here,
just,
guys.
I was just trying to introduce a little bit of playful Christmas
Levity.
spirit into the proceedings. I mean, this is a business fraught with adversity.
We never
Very
thought.
serious.
It's
person.
good for morale.
We never thought of that. This is a special Christmas casino,
Yeah.
big win. This is a Christmas big win.
All right, Terrence, you make it into the vault. You're like a kid in a candy store. There's goodies all around you.
I find things that we can carry
Yeah.
that are also worth of value, not like giant, Rembrandts that are 6 feet long by 4 feet,
hmm
gilt frames. I try to find things that are valuable but small, portable, and I get it. I would just. Am I gonna try? What was? Oh, the deal is I'm going to open the door. So I check the time on my watch to make
Mhm.
sure that it's, or my hollow communicator, or whatever. Do I have to unlock it, or is it just I can? Is it like a freezer in a restaurant where there's a thing I can push so it opens in case I was locked in by accident by a server?
It's a good question. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I have lock picks, but I'm assuming that's only for padlocks, not a giant.
Hmm. Good
Terence, can you get me an iPhone 20 if they've got any in there?
They're worth $10,000 each.
Could I have a kitsune udon and a side order of rice, please?
All right. Hammer, what are you doing? Because I think it's your time to take care of that security
Yeah,
guard.
I get a little kind of vibrate thing on for the time. You know,
Mhm.
that's my signal to move. So
Mhm.
I head up the stairs with these cases,
Okay. Yep.
looking mean.
You get up there and they look at you funny already because you should have been coming from the top down from the VIP section and you came
Yeah.
up. So they're like, you shouldn't be in here. What?
Hey, there was a problem with the lift, and you must have heard. So I've got some goods to go in to the safe. Who do I give it to? And I kind of move towards them as I'm asking them.
Okay.
How many guys is there? Is there two?
There's total of three.
Three, okay.
The one guy's sort of the computer nerd,
Yeah.
but the other two are kind of bigger, threatening-ish.
Yeah. So maybe a name drop Parveen and say this is Parveen's, down, deposit. In case they've heard of him, and yeah. So shall I try and talk my way into getting close enough to just headbutt them or something?
Okay. So you've got intimidation. You're really good at that. But the ultimate goal, so are you just trying to are we going hand to hand right now then?
No, I'm trying, even though I'm not, I'm going to try and, can I try and convince them that it's genuine? And if not, I'll intimidate them and get angry and say I'm bringing this from my boss, and he said I needed to deposit straight away, and it's not my fault. The lifts are broken down in this stupid place.
Okay.
So I'll move from a D6 attempt.
Mm-hmm.
If that's all right.
Okay.
And I got a 4.
Okay. So they're very hesitant. They're like, Parveen's on his way out anyway, so I'm not sure why you wanted to bring anything up here to store, but
just had a big win in the last place, and he's here for another big win in your Christmas special. So I start to move towards intimidation. Would that help?
okay.
What I'm trying to do is ease closer and closer so that I can just hammer them. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
I got a 6.
All right. I'll say you set yourself up now to do basically whatever you want.
Okay, so I've got a case in each hand. I'm going to whack them into the two guys' faces at either side if they're close enough, and headbutt the other one.
You're gonna take out all three at once.
So this is a D8.
I'll say because
the reason all the other crews call us the Subtlety Brothers.
I'll say since you got a success on the intimidation, you can bump that D8 to a D10 for the.
So you want me to do like 3 separate attacks here, like 1, 2, 3?
Let's just round it all up into the one.
Right.
Yep.
That sounds okay. All right, sitting on a corner. I got a 10.
Of course you did. I had the head security guy. His hand was on that panic button, just waiting for that one.
So I basically ram the 2 metal cases into the 2 guys' faces, and then launch into a headbutt into the guy in the middle.
Nice. Lots of commotion, lots of oofs and uffs, and yep, but you knock them all out.
I didn't even need to use a weapon.
Yeah, you're that good.
My head is a weapon.
All right.
Okay, so I kind of make sure they're genuinely unconscious and they'll be out of it for a little while. I
Mhm.
kind of bundle them up and chuck them round the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
And I get 3 post-it notes, which I've kept in my pocket, and I write "Love Parveen," stick them on each guy, and may as well get them really good, you know. And then I'm ready outside for the door to open for Terence.
Was that your surprise written down? Is you had post-it notes on yourself?
No, that was just
Come.
additional free
There's
role play.
embellishment.
All right, just to make it, just because I'm trying to get a 1 out of you guys, Terrence, yeah, I'm going to make you do a lock pick to get out of the vault.
And that's a 6 because it's not a regular thing, right?
Oh, I thought you had
do
so
I
you have the tools, but you don't have a skill for it. I see.
Oh, I don't have a skill for it. I think I'm an expert.
Okay.
All right. Oh, why am I even showing you? It's a 2.
Ah, okay. So yeah, you've got the goods now. You've got a big handful of stuff, and now you can't seem to get out. So,
Right, I start rifle. I maybe hear some panicked communication, so I check the guy's ID outside the door and see if there's anything that I can use.
yeah, that makes total sense.
True. Yeah, I'm fiddling away trying to unpick a lock from the inside of a vault, and you could probably have the swipe card right on at least one of them.
Yeah, maybe the main security guy might have one.
That makes total sense. I don't even think you need to roll for anything. So,
Okay, when I take the ID card, I just punch him again just to keep him unconscious.
okay.
Bonk.
Yeah, you swing beep.
What took you so long, Terence?
I brought lock picks. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight, I guess. I just couldn't-
Yeah, look at these dudes.
Whoa,
I got him real good.
you did. Excellent. Well, let's get out of here. Bundle the stuff in your bags and what's the plan?
It's like, this is the best Christmas ever, Terence.
Have we told Grover to go anywhere or meet us anywhere? Or we just
Don't know.
we've got our communicators.
We forgot about that.
Now is when you decide to cut Grover out of the whole thing. Let's split it 2 ways.
That's right.
No.
Well, Grover, head to the whatever the other elevator, the other lift, the maintenance lift, or the
Grover, head to the.
mutters.
Head to the
stammer,
packet of
stammer.
crisps. Grover, have you sent that
Just
communication?
excited the dog far too much.
Have you put Parveen in it yet and sent out some dodgy communication saying his
It's,
assistant's arrived?
I'm taking care of it. It's all in hand.
All right. So the 2 of you, what are you doing? You're heading towards the elevators to escape.
Yep, we're
Yeah,
headed. We're
and
heading
telling
up.
Grover, hurry up.
Okay. And you're going to the freight elevator, right? Not the one that's shut down, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
Holding on to my surprise right here. I'm just waiting to use it.
I know. I'm like, I guess that's I don't even know I don't know what they are, so I can't trigger them for you. So, Grover, what are you going to do now? You just going to meet them on the elevator? Or what are you up to?
Yes.
Okay. That was simple enough. All right. Let's see. Do we need a dice roll here just to see some sort of stealthy escape? You've created the distractions. You've taken out the main security guards, so nobody's really monitoring the cameras anymore. So you pretty much have a free escape out of here.
But oh.
That's it.
I
That's a-
have the head security guy's communication device.
Ooh.
When I walked behind him, I pocketed it, so if he does anything does come about, he can't.
Very nice. I
I've
like
got to
that.
I'm
admit,
not giving you my surprise. It's a surprise.
that My surprise wasn't my real one. I just made that up.
I just mentioned this as I'm walking past Harry. I pull out the head security guy's communication device and say he'll be having a hard time directing his staff. Take the batteries out, throw them around.
Nice. So during the whole gameplay, Ken, have you been writing surprises on every page? Is that what? You've got about 30 of them. All right, you guys are on the elevator, making the escape. Anything else? I know. Oh. Yeah, I believe that one.
Yep, we're heading.
So
Head into the elevator.
I guess so. Different routes.
Different routes.
Did we bump into any obstacles, GM, on the way to our destination?
I'm giving a quick glance because there's a few twists here. This one's good, but I'm not sure. I think we're running long on time anyway, so I guess we're probably going to wrap this up. But yeah, all right. Let's wrap this up. So let's give this. I don't know. You guys have done it really well. So should we just say you escape and win, or should we end up with some sort of a possible snag here? I'm not sure. What do you think?
Well, in the real world, we all have future retirement careers as heist masters.
You're now in the super cybersecurity team of the government to monitor.
They're watching.
Running my own organization called McVitie University Limited.
I mean, this was supposed to be your last heist if it went well, but I mean, it was a cakewalk. So maybe there's another last.
You need
heist.
another one.
I think we should all come up with a kind of final scene for what we think our guys are doing, and maybe Jef, you come up with one as well to just stick a, paddle in the works kind of thing.
What do you mean, like after you actually like where you got your money and now you're on an island somewhere?
Almost like a closing scene of each character, they do a split screen, how for a while, maybe late 90s or whatever, they did a lot of split screen movies,
Yeah. Oh man, that's bad.
That was
I'm
Elevator.
sorry. You guys hold on, I've got to check that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry about that.
I didn't know apartments had doorbells. That's
Jef just literally walked into a slot machine there.
whoa. Look at that. It's like reality is splitting apart. There was a refrigerator there for a second.
It's not a slot machine, it's actually a fridge.
It's like a TARDIS. It changes.
Yeah, turns from a refrigerator into a slot machine. Yeah, that's so obviously a TARDIS. Not even trying to disguise the fact that he's from Gallifrey. Not even trying. It's almost contemptuous, really, isn't it? Pretend we don't know.
Sorry about that.
You'll have to watch the video for the bit you just missed there, Jef. Sorry.
Okay.
No need to watch that, Jef, my human friend.
that is like the additional extra features for later.
That was like a historical moment, by the way, that you've all now witnessed. That's like the first time anyone's rang my doorbell in like 10 years. So.
Huh.
Wow.
Was it someone deliberately coming round to infect you with COVID?
I didn't even think of that.
Is that what it's basically got to in America now?
Have you got any? We have some extra.
Hi, my name's Bonnie. I'm from the Bureau of COVID. The president has sent me round to welcome you to the great big American COVID family. Hi. We're so glad you're on board now.
You're beginning to sound like Bill Burr doing an impression of his wife.
That's actually what it's going to be like by about January the 15th.
It was actually my elderly...
Not that we'll know in the UK because we won't have any power by then. We will have gone back to the Dark Ages.
Lord of the
You'll
Flies.
be hunting deer. stags with bows made of ash.
Made of ash.
Just ash saplings. You won't even have time to cut them and
Oh,
bend them. It'll just be saplings.
I thought you meant made of hash.
Oh, hash bows.
Wow.
Who was it, Jeff? Who was at your doors? I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it
why,
was
and where did they get all this hash?
it was my elderly downstairs neighbor just alerting me that I have a package downstairs waiting for me.
Ah, that's where the COVID is. It's waiting for you.
So
Are we?
Did
of
you reassuringly say, "Oh, that's just my anthrax samples. They can wait."
That's my vaccine supply.
Yeah.
No, he said I've got 3 guys that have just done a heist for me, and that'll be my cut. It's just arrived.
Yeah.
You should just. Do you know you could absolutely get your neighbors off your back forever right now, couldn't you? If you just had like a white coat and a few test tubes or something.
Yeah.
And if your neighbors disturbed you at any point, you could just open the door and come to the door with your Erlenmeyer flask. Just go, "Hey, I'm doing immuno research here." And then just shut the door on them and just, oh, God, oh no, mustn't bother him. He's doing crucial vaccine research forever.
Because that's how some people think it works too.
Yeah, exactly.
Some scientist in his lab.
It's a lockdown. We gotta work from home now. What am I gonna do?
I do have to go, Jeff. Soon.
Yeah,
I have to
that's
feed my
no problem.
children.
So let's just wrap this
Sorry.
up real quick. Do you want to do an end scene for you, Terrence? How does he spend his money, or does he get away?
I'd say he's on the beaches on newly terraformed Mars, laying on the beach, sipping Martian wine from a goblet, and he's getting very bored. And he notices on the screen of his laptop holo display a new casino opening around Titan. And he's bored, and he's rich, and he's unshaven, and he just sort of reaches for his phone and starts typing in Harry's phone number and Grover. Hey guys, what are you guys bored too?
Nice, I like it. Grover, any sort of end scene for you?
Yes. A rather attractive young man is lying on a sunbed on a beach on some beautiful world with an orange sky, and a young waitress. her dewy eyes full of the promise of youth and adventures to come. She approaches him with his cocktail, and he looks up at her with his beautiful, lustrous, long, dark hair. And she says, "Will there be anything more, Mr. Paveen?" And he says, "No, thank you, my dear. That will be all." In a Roger Moore voice like that. "That will be all." And she walks away, and just as she's walking away, he sort of adjusts his face a bit. He's probably played by Adam Sandler, this bloke. I'm afraid. I would have gone a more subtle route.
You just ruined
personally.
it now.
Yeah, but it's, but I think he's giving the game away that it's, aha, I'm just wearing a mask. That's and then it just it cuts upwards into the clouds to the next one.
Nice.
Okay,
And Harry,
Harry,
what do you got?
You see a close up with him, and instead of one metal hand, he's now got 2, and he's eating this huge burger, and he bites into it, and tomato sauce drips down his chin, and he wipes it off, and then he's cutscene. You see him having a shower, and then you see him getting dressed up in some kind of uniform, and then he stoats out, and he is now the head of security of the casino that he robbed. As he goes to his station, because he knows how people want to take this place down, and he knows every way that they could do it.
I love the way that Harry's one could
Nice.
also quite easily be a Tekken intro movie ident for a Tekken character.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right, we'll wrap it up there. I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
It's fun. I like that system.